Emerson, Lake and Palmer are a band who stand for excess. Everything about that band was overblown from day one. In fact, they were the first supergroup, or a band to be so called.
I played for a group called King Crimson.
I was with the Crazy World of Arthur Brown.
It's a band called The Nice.
Three of them got together and Emerson, Lake and Palmer were born, and their first album really set the tone. It was very neoclassical, very pretentious, very pompous, very overblown and quite spectacular.
There's very little doubt that the first album was a great success, and it's no surprise really given the pedigree of the three musicians. There were no weak links in the band. The drumming was excellent, the bass, vocals were great, and Keith Emerson of course is a very accomplished and very flamboyant keyboard player.
They basically said from day one, everything louder than everything else, we'll turn it to 11 rather than 10. If somebody's got a double drum kit, we'll have a triple. If somebody's got a 5-tier keyboard, we'll have 2 5-tier keyboards. And if Greg Lake wants a fur rug under his feet, he's got a fur rug under his feet. So the whole thing is in that first album because it is so ridiculous, but it's glorious in its ridiculousness. And it very much is an instrumental album as well. And you can hear the virtuosity of these three from day one.
The Barbarian, which opens the album, sets out the ELP stall right from the start. It's a heavy, instrumental, vigorous adaptation of a work by the Hungarian 20th century composer Bela Bartok.
Emerson loved his music, but unfortunately Mrs. Bartok, the widow, wasn't all that keen on what they did with it, so there was a little bit of legal toing and froing. I think the credits of the composition were amended, but it was certainly a very stunning opener, and it very often opened their concerts too. It was a real crash bang wallop statement of intent, Emerson, Lake and Palmer going over the top as they very often would in the years to come.
It was taking a little bit of a sacred territory, some of the classical approaches, and rock and rolling it up, which was a little bit dangerous, but they made it work for a rock audience.
It has that Hammond organ sound that's very well constructed in musical terms, and it was a good indicator that the band could rock